good morning. Welcome to a new vlog. Today I'm very close to the Roaches, one of my favourite haunts in the Peak District. I'm actually just up the road at the Ramshaw Rocks. This is a super easy place to get to. There's a bit of a hill, not too difficult, and it presents you with loads of wonderful rock formations. The one behind me being no exception. I'm here actually to photograph the heather. So it's this is the herald of autumn for landscape photographers. We see the blackberries starting to turn into blackberries. We see heather blooming, so there starts to be a lot of purple around, and it's the time of cloud inversions. It's the time of mist coming across, and it's still quite warm. I'm quite warm right now. So it's an interesting part of the season, and it's the I like to think of it as the calm before the colourful storm that's coming. There's plenty of heather around me here, so I'm going to spend at least sort of half an hour, maybe an hour here, scuttling up and down and seeing what shots there are, and then I may drive further into the peak. That could be the end of the video, don't know if I do venture on, but I thought I would share this morning with you because I feel good. I'm really up for it, and I've got a few things to talk about. So why not? Anyway, for now I've got to get my gear set up for this potential sunrise. The sky did burn off a little bit. It was starting to look as though it might be good, but then that's gone. I think it's just going to be, you know, the usual sun coming up, yellowy, orangey maybe, nothing major. But you can't have it always. If you don't come here at this time of the morning, it's about, I think I got here at 5 a.m. If you don't come here at this time of the morning, you're not going to get those shots. Right. Probably already waffled for 10 minutes, I don't know. Oh, there is a bit of colour in the clouds, so you can probably see while I was poo-pooing the lack of colour in the sky exploded, it caught fire. So I've got to move really quickly now. I'm getting some shots. This is my composition. I want the rocks, the heather, and the, let's say, the signature point. But really it's about the colours in the sky, because I want to show these off. I want to show people my sunrise. The heather, you know, as part of autumn is coming, so I have a point to this, and of course I want it to be good. Now the other thing is, normally I would be operating on the tripod for this kind of shot, because you know, I might need to open up the aperture quite a bit. I might want to really slow the shutter speed down to let in more light, so I can keep the ISO low and get a crisp, sharp image. But I'm going to compromise on that because I want to have the filming gear on the tripod. So I'm currently shooting at 1/60 because I think my hands can handle that. I'm not too bad now, that shutter speed. Currently at f5.6, which I'd like to push out a little bit, because I would like all of this to look sharp if possible. So I really need to push that out a little bit, maybe get up to f8. I mean, f11 would be fine to capture that back bit, but I'm just watching the shape of the clouds. I mean, I could just keep going bang, 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 but it's easier, and I think better, to just wait. But there's some beautiful shapes in these fiery clouds right now, and that's what I'm looking for. I keep going low and high just to capture the clouds within my framing. I'm using the rocks. The rocks are the frame, they're not the point of the composition. The clouds for me right now are the point of the composition, and all of this is a beautiful frame. Okay, that's how I'm thinking about it. What else? So ISO is 400 right now. It's going to get very bright back there, so I can push that up as it gets lighter. I can push that ISO up, not adjust any other settings. Or again, I could use my aperture. I could, you know, start pushing to f8, and it's going to let a little bit less light in, and again sharpen things up. So if you're new to this is where you start playing about with your settings. You have a middle ground in mind to get everything in, and you're adjusting the 3 parameters basically. No ND filters on. I could use ND filters, but I would normally have that camera fixed on a tripod to do that. And I think that's it. So right now I've got to take some photographs, or we're going to lose these lovely clouds as the sun rises and sort of pushes all the colour away. Okay. Okay, so the excitement of the red, and it really was quite red, very vibrant, very intense, like that's over now. Normally you're going to get about 10 minutes of that, okay, sometimes a little bit more, often a little bit less. But I think I caught some good shots. I look at the back of the camera just, and I think I scored some really nice shots. And that comes from, I know exactly what this looks like, okay? Been here many times, so I knew I could get a couple of shots down there, and I knew I could get a couple of shots here. Pretty much had them framed in my mind, and that really helps. When you're going for something like a sunrise or a sunset, it will really help to know the location in advance. I'm finding myself taking quite a few portrait shots because with leading lines and heather either side, it really creates a focus, a channel for which the image is going to move up. So I like that. And I can do that like in different sections and get completely different images. Obviously the landscape stuff right across, it looks majestic, you know, it's the epic shots if that's the way you want to look at it, and that's great. Yeah, I've done a few of them, but I think it's worth noting that quite a few portrait shots seem to be working for me right now. Really getting intense light now from here, so a lot of this is blowing out, and that's going to be possibly tripod and filter time if that's the case. I might just give it a go handheld. When I first started these vlogs, I'd not done any handheld at all. I was kind of it was like an adhesive on the tripod, and I always felt I had to use it to get a good shot. And then I just thought, you know what, I'm going to try and be better and learn how to, you know, I hold my camera in a certain way. That's my grip is basically that. I've really got a grip on this camera, bring it up to my eye, and that is quite stable. I also use that for video work too. So it's not a recommendation that you do it. I just found what I was comfortable with and what worked. Okay, so this isn't one of those you must do this to be good at X, Y, or Z. This is how I use my gear, and it works for me. Okay, I just think that some people might find that awkward. I've seen guys, for example, doing sport stuff that hold the lens hood, and because they're big lenses, and I get it. I tried that, and I tried it numerous times, and I was terrible at it. And I found I was just simply better holding it like this, and it worked for me. So, you know, each to their own. Camera's set up on the tripod now, so no worries about shaky images. This is now very secure, and I can start messing about with those settings with perhaps a bit more confidence. I've just been enjoying the fact that there's wonderful beds of heather up here. Just show you. So I'm gonna you might notice that the camera is already quite low, and I may drop it a bit more because I want to get down. Here you go, my knees. I want to get down with the heather. And I think even from just looking at this video, you can see that it makes a difference coming down to where the heather is and then looking off. I don't think there's a composition there, by the way, but looking off towards the light, I'm going to see the light hit the tips of the heather. And if I can see it, so can the camera. Just swing around a little bit. I'm on my knees now. So bringing your camera down low gives you that sense of scale, and perhaps it can exaggerate things a little bit as well, and it will certainly bring whatever is your foreground, it will appear a bit closer, bigger, it'll loom large. So you've got to be careful of that, because oftentimes you won't want, let's say there's a particular rock, there's some beautiful rocks over there, I wouldn't want them so big in the foreground that they would detract from that. Definitely wouldn't want that. Sorry, a pheasant just flew by. Stupidest birds in the peak, the pheasants. Sun is just coming above the hill now. I'm not interested in, what is it called, starburst shots or anything like that. I can't be arsed with all that. I just want side lights. That's what I'm waiting for right now. And trying not to do too many things at once helps as well, because you're focused, you've got all your settings right for the shot that you want to take. I mean, if something crops up and you go, oh yeah, that's all right, do it. But try and keep just a bit of a focus, So you're always aiming for a particular goal. You're always ready for it, ready to click into gear. Also worth noting, I don't know if there's much to be said for the shots here, but the light's going to hit the back wall of the roaches over there. In this instance, I don't think there's a shot for Eddie, but you might be somewhere where that is a thing, so you want to look back. Just another example, if I spin around here, there's a large rock pointing out there which could benefit from the light that's coming right now, and it's just creeping over. I'll just take a moment to enjoy this start of another day. Beautiful, and I'm out here in the Peak District. I've not got to worry about work today. I don't really have to worry about people too much, although I guess we always do. This is good stuff. This is these moments. I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to enjoy this just for a few minutes while I know I'm not going to do any photography, and then I'll be back on it. As anticipated, that golden light sweeping across now, right across the valley, and then it's hitting my fern right now, just at the bottom of the, I don't know what this is called, by the way, I'm going to call it the Ramshaws. So just at the bottom of the Ramshaws, it's starting to pick out little bits, pushing the shadows away, parting the shadows, and so that's going to be where I'm going to get my shots now. So about 10 minutes ago, that was all just as flat as a kipper's dick, and now we've got separation of shadows. In a bit, as the sun rises just a little bit, it's going to start picking up the tips of the heather. It's already got this fern, but as we discussed, the fern's not that interesting. It's going to pick up the tips of the heather, and it will create a shadow to the back. So we're not going to get much love out of that. So we may as well focus on this front and not worry about the back, because it's of no interest. There's no light. It's just going to be a massive shadowed rock, so we can ignore it. We don't care about that. We'll just get into this and catch it as we get these shadows on the rocks and the highlights on the rocks. While the scene is setting up for me, I want to say a big thank you to Paul Baker. Paul kindly reached out, and hearing about the problems I'd had with my drone being stolen. I think that guy got sentenced this week, by the way. I'll get some details and I'll stick it on the community channel or Facebook, one or the other. But I never got that drone back. That's the bottom line. So Paul very kindly has loaned me a Mavic drone, and I've not got it with me today. I've got to do some bits, registering and that kind of thing. But so I want to thank Paul Baker, and also I want to thank the members of the channel now. At first it was just one, it was just Alan Watkis. Hello Alan. And I'll have to cut this bit because I can't remember the names. Found them. Right, so I want to say hello to Digital Pig, who I know. Barry Aitken, thank you for signing up, mate. And of course Paul Cooper. So you guys, along with Alan, are now in the membership. You're enjoying videos before anyone else. You'll get some other commentary from myself. We've got some other nice stuff coming up that will literally just be for the members channel only. So there's some reviews, and there's also some events that I'm going that aren't going to be shown on the, let's call it the landscape channel. Okay, so there you go. It costs about £3, £5 if you want to go crazy, and you get those benefits and bonuses, more of which I hope to share with you. So that's my pitch for the morning, and thank you to the people who signed up. I got up at 4 a.m. this morning to get here for this sunrise. My expectations were low, but my excitement was high. And if I've got another recommendation, if you're coming out to do landscape stuff, that's a good mindset to have. You have no idea what's going to be out there. You know your location, but the weather, you know, you can study the Met Office reports all you want. In places like the Peak District, where it's little microclimates, it can just change. At any second now, mist could come rolling over these banks, which would be very nice, by the way, but I don't think it's going to happen. And yet the conditions here are not too dissimilar from yesterday when there was a cloud inversion. So it just shows this kind of area, it just basically does what it wants. But I was still excited to come because I love the area. I you know, I know I'm going to see, I knew I was going to see the heather, but I didn't know how much, and I am very happy with this. So my expectations were, let's say, modest, but my excitement was high, and I've got here and there's beautiful heather. It's only going to get better over the next 2 weeks, so that's great. I can pencil that in now, and I can think, okay, the heather is with us, it's going to be good, but then we'll require other climate conditions to make it look good. Bit of light, always good. You know, this thing isn't going anywhere, so I've got a pretty good idea what that's going to look like. But what I'm really depending on is what our friend the sun is going to do, what the clouds are going to look like. You know, can you determine that, what the clouds are going to look like? We had a mackerel sky this morning. Now I've got wispy clouds. It's a bit of a clump over there. You just don't know. And that's what makes the difference, okay? It's the environment around you that makes the difference. In landscapes, it's like when I did the car racing, and it would have been as exciting even without the car that crashed into my Action 5, which was cool, by the way. It could have been expensive, but it wasn't. But bonus gravy, you know. Yeah, my expectations were modest. Excitement high. Oh, what we got coming in? We got coming in. I think it's a helicopter. There it is. You can't see it. There's a helicopter. It's just a standard, it's not a Sikorsky. There's a lot going on in the sky today. Loads of chemtrails from the aircraft, wonderful. And just man, I'm lucky to be here, aren't I, really? I really am. Anyway, listen, I'm out. See you for the next one.